Hey guys, I just want to take a couple minutes to visit with you. I'm Kaci Bohn. I'm one of the coaches, and I've been with this company since August of 2015. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to talk to you about cold contacting. So whether it's cold contacting for the business opportunity or it's going to be cold contacting for products, I'm going to teach you a way to reach out to people and just share, the opportunity with them. So if you'll get a pen and a piece of paper to write down a couple steps, this is going to be really quick, and I'll tell you exactly how to do it. So the first thing is that we all know people in our lives that could benefit from extra money or from wellness. And so there's really not a limit to anybody that wouldn't want to hear about this opportunity. And so the first thing I would encourage you to do is that you need to come up with a list of at least 20 people. And the way that it was once told to me is that if I were to give you $10 million and tell you that you needed to start a company and you needed to pick a team of 20 people to help you run that company, and you have to turn a profit, because if you lose a dime, you have to pay all the money back. And so what 20 people would you want to come with you to help you run that company? So people like influencers, people who are movers and shakers, people who other people ask for advice, people who are very active on social media, people that people want to be around. Those are the kinds of people who would do really well at this. So you want people of integrity, and you want people who love on others. And so those are the kind of people that are immediately going to come to mind. And so the first thing that you need to do, as I would make 20 people that you want to visit with about the business opportunity, and then I would also make 20 people that you feel like would be interested in the wellness side. And so that could mean someone who, just had a baby and they're wanting to get their baby weight off. It could mean someone who was recently diagnosed with diabetes and needs to get healthy. It could be someone who is a Zumba instructor at your local gym, and somebody who's it's just really important to them to be well and to have energy and to get through their day. Lots of busy moms out there, so that's your list of 20 people that you feel like could benefit from the products. And so what I want you to say too is that don't really compartmentalize as to these people only want the business or these people only want the products. Remember that we really want to give everyone the opportunity for both. So, okay, so now you've got your list. So the thing that I want you to do first is the first step is clearing their calendar. And so if I were going to message my friend Susie, I would just text her and I would say, hey, Susie, are you busy Thursday night at 9 o'clock? And I would try to set it up as a time that if she had young kids, I knew that they would be in bed. And Susie's probably going to say, no, what's up? And so what you're going to do next is, first thing is you've cleared their calendar. Now you know that she's free at 9 o'clock. Then you want to put her mind at ease and just say in a text message, it's no big deal. I'm super busy with the kids right now, but I just want to call and pick your brain about something. And so then, Susie's going to go, okay, cool, I'll talk to you Thursday. And now you've got your phone call set up. And so you can do this with anybody. Some people might come back and they might say, well, why? What do you want to talk to me about? And that's okay. Some people are just more curious, but you can say, once again, it's no big deal. I just want to get your opinion on something. And so we put their mind at ease, because if you were to just say, Susie, I want to call you on Tuesday night or Thursday night at 9, they're going to think something is wrong. And so nothing is wrong. And we also want them to realize now's not a good time to chat. Give them time. They'll get their kids down or whatever that evening, and then you'll have plenty of time to chat that evening. So, so that technique can be used for both. It can be used for your 20 on your business prospecting list, or it can be used for the 20 that are on the wellness product list. So either way, you've now got your three-way call set up. And so then what you need to do is get with your upline, and you tell, I would tell Melissa, my upline, and say, hey, I've got a call Thursday night at 9 o'clock. And then I'm on her calendar now. If Melissa can't jump on, get another coach, okay? Ideally, we'd like to have people that, especially if you're going to talk about the business opportunity, the people who have a good business income. That's a little bit easier to convince others they want to be a part of that. And so when you're going to do a call like that, I would really suggest that it needs to be someone who's at least a director level. It's also someone that's been with the company a little bit longer, whether product-wise or business-wise. And so that way they can answer more the ins and outs of the business side, because, if you're new, you may not know all the details about the commission and everything like that. So So that's what you can do is, to set up those calls. And then what I would say is when you do a lead in with someone, the way that I handle, phone calls for a business opportunity are much different than I handle the products. And so the first thing that you need to do in that call though is say, hey, Susie, tell me about yourself. I'm excited. If it's a business call, I would just say, if somebody connected me to Susie, I would say, hey, Susie, I'm really glad to meet you. I want to visit with you about something in a minute, but I'm going to tell you about me and tell you about my kids, but tell me about you. Do you work outside the home? Where do you live? That kind of thing. And let them talk for just a moment, and that way you can find some relationship ground with them. And so, and then I would just say, I wouldn't focus a lot on the products. I would just say, hey, I just want to tell you my story. My husband was laid off from oil and gas in 2015, and we were just really struggling. And I had watched my good friend Melissa drop a bunch of weight and get really healthy. And I just wasn't feeling good about myself. And so I decided that I wanted to do something to better my life. And, I want to tell you about this blessing that it's become for me financially. And so, that's how I would lead in if it was someone I was going to talk about the business. And if it was someone on the products, then I would talk a little bit more about my weight loss and my 8-day results and tell them, this is how I feel physically, and just a couple more, like a minute or two more there. Because remember, with these phone calls, we really want to keep them short. We don't want to take up a lot of people's a lot of their time. We want to keep it short and to the point. So everyone's busy and everyone has things to do. But the big thing with these phone calls, especially if you're talking about the business opportunity, is that you really want to set them up to be interested. And so the last thing I would tell you to do is that you really need to qualify them. So every one of these calls, I usually try to get off the phone and I just say, hey, I've told you a little bit about this, and there's absolutely not a right or wrong answer. And so if I were to ask you on a scale of 0 to 10, 0 being I don't care at all, it's really not for me, 10 being I'm ready to start right now, where would you put yourself? And most of the time they're going to say probably a 5 or a 6. And that's okay. And so then what your goal to do is that now every 2 days you need to have them on the phone with a different builder and let them hear people's results and hear people's testimonies and stuff. And then you just plant that seed. And they may come around in a week. They may come around in a year. Just pray and just be consistent, and don't forget about them once you do that call with them. Because, I have some builders that it took a year for them to get on board with me, and that's okay. So that's I want to teach you guys about reaching out to your cold contacts and your cold lists. So good luck with everything, and I hope this helps. Okay, y'all take care.